Okay, class, so we're going to be looking at doing some head drawing. And I always put this slide up because for some artists, for most artists, it's beneficial to see what's happening under the skin. So we also kind of need to take a good look at our skull to understand what's happening with our facial features. So pay attention to where the eye sockets are. They're kind of in the middle of the skull, not at the very top. Here's a small drawing that sort of shows the different angles and tilts of the head, sort of simplified. Again, I want you to really notice where the eyes are. They're almost in the middle of our faces. A lot of people, when they're doing head drawing and they're not used to it, tend to put the eyes a little too far up. So on this portrait, you are focusing on value. You can see the drawing on the left-hand side. And it's very linear, but remember, we're going in with charcoal, and we're going to show that value to describe the form. And remember, our eyeballs are round in their sockets, so I don't want to see Egyptian eyes like what's on top. You want to use value like on the bottom to show the depth of the eye. And noses tend to be another bothersome thing for people, but I want you to break them down into simple shapes. They're very triangular. Give yourself a great light source that will help you show form. And here's a nice example of somebody using the smearing technique where they just smeared the charcoal and then they went in and tidied everything up on their portrait, but it gives a very soft feel. This one I put in for its simplicity. Well, at least it looks very simple, but it's very skilled. Look at the shadows and how they describe the form really well in this piece. And I love how that whole left-hand side of her face almost blends into the background. And on this example, I really love the energy of the charcoal around her face, that it's much looser, but it's really tight in the facial features, so the artist really draws your eye in. And another great example of value, just beautiful. And this one, look at this, how well the values are pushed, the darks, they really frame that profile of her face. So the consistency throughout all these portraits that I'm showing you is how well the light source is. That's the most important thing when you're doing a portrait. You want a great light source. This piece is absolutely beautiful. And another thing I want to make note of is for those of you who have lighter hair, you see how his beard is treated. It's darker around it to really pop that light in his beard hair.